Hey, this is Brona here from Power and You Coaching. And I wanted to share three very surprising mindsets that are actually holding you back and holding you back at this important time that we are in because we are finding ourselves amidst the coronavirus, which is bringing a lot of upheaval, uncertainty, chaos, the unknown, anxiety levels are rising. And there's just a lot being brought up for people. But these three mindsets will actually perpetuate the cycles of fear, of anxiety, and all those uncomfortable feelings. So what are they? Well, the first off is number one, I need to be positive. And I see this over and over again. I'm seeing it on social media. And it's something, say, for example, when I have worked with clients in the past, and clients do come to me when they're in phases in their lives that are full of upheaval and chaos and uncertainty and unknown, like the darker moments. And one of the mindset shifts that they quickly move out of is this: I need to be positive. And the reason being is, if you're needing to be positive, okay, I need to be positive, there's the whole law of attraction. So no fear, just positive thoughts. But it doesn't work like that. That is not how it works. Because what's actually happening is, if you have fear and if you have anxiety, but then you're trying to be positive, you're actually pushing those uncomfortable feelings to the back, to the shadow. So what happens is, you're trying to be positive, and that in itself brings in resistance, and it brings in struggle, and it brings in, like, there's an exertion when you're trying to be something that you're not. That will weigh you down. Like, that's tiring, you know? And then what happens is, you end up bursting out of nowhere. Maybe someone says something, or you see something small, and you end up having this big emotional outburst. Or maybe you're trying to, create something, but you keep bumping up to external blocks in your world. Things are just going wrong. Even though you're taking action in the right direction, you're just not getting the results that you want. And so that is a result of not dealing with our emotional stuff. And they call it subconscious because it is all subconscious. Like, this is the stuff where we consciously think we're being positive and we have the right mindset, but our subconscious is telling a different story. And that's the stuff that's back here. It's the stuff that's actually behind us, because we are always creating from our subconscious. So how do we actually flip this? Well, first things first is, number one, stop trying to be positive, okay? Just simply accept how you're feeling. Be true. Don't be positive, be true. Accept how you're feeling. And some of the best modalities and practices out there at this time that I use in my own life, and I know that are widely used in other circles that I connect with. Say, for example, like EFT would be one of them. And even with a practice like EFT, like, you start off by completely actually accepting where you're at. You start off like, even though I'm feeling anxious, even though I'm having fearful thoughts, I still deeply and completely love and accept myself, and I'm just going to accept these thoughts. And that's your starting off place. So if you're not willing to really accept what your true feelings are, you can't even get started in the process of rewiring, and that uncomfortable stuff. And it's what I call, in the work that I do, your core shadow feelings. And everybody has them. It's universal. Everybody has them. So without being able to accept and connect with your core shadow feelings, you don't get to use the energy that's tied up in these. You don't get to transform that energy into the energy that you want. So if you're always trying to focus on the positive, you're not whole. So you've only actually got half a container really of energy, when if you use your core shadow feelings as well as your core desired feelings, you've got a whole container, which means less physical work for you. And your presence is actually doing so much more for you because you're a magnet drawing to you those things that you're looking to create. So yeah, step one is stop being positive, accept how you're really and truly feeling. And that you can even literally just like put your hand on your heart or make space, like simply make space to feel your feelings and be really honest. Like, what am I really feeling right now? And what am I really thinking? Like, what am I really afraid of? So that's step one. And then step two would be going from there and simply being like, okay, I'm feeling this, but I'm so open to feeling something different. Like, I'm so open to letting this go. I'm so open to releasing this. I'm willing to release this. And I know my personal process for this is just handing it over. Like, I really do believe that there is a bigger power out there in the world, that when we connect with, it, it actually brings out the power in us. So that's mindset shift number one, is stop trying to be positive, because it actually creates the opposite. And you get hit in the face with everything that you're trying not to create in your life. So that's mindset shift number one. Mindset shift number two that is going to be holding you back is, I need to be strong. And again, this is something similar, in a similar vein. And again, it's something that the clients that come to my doorstep, it is something that they're learning to rewire, is this feeling or this need to be strong. And it comes from a shadow masculine that we all have in us, that I need to be strong. And maybe you need to be strong for the people around you. You feel the need to be strong for yourself and put your best foot forward. But it's really important to remember this. Being strong doesn't mean, again, that you're disconnecting from your feelings, that you're disconnecting from your emotions, because the old version, like the shadow version of strong, means that you disconnect, you put on a brave face, i.e. you put on a mask, and you don't show the world how you're really feeling, and you don't show the world who you really are. So the empowered version, the more evolved version of strong, the one that is coming from a place of wholeness, is the Brené Brown version, which is, in strong, there's a vulnerability there, because again, you're being really honest and you're being really true with yourself. And when you can anchor into that, that's a really firm foundation that you can anchor into and within yourself. And when you have firm, solid inner foundations, you get to create your life and create what you want in all situations from a place of grounded sturdiness. And that is strong. That's how you can be strong. And that's how you can actually show up for the people that you really want to help at this time. You can help them by coming from a place of wholeness, where you are making space for all of your emotions. You're making space for them, rather than disconnecting from them and then coming up when you really don't want them to come up. You make space and you learn how to work with them instead of against them. Because the truth is, all emotions, whether we put them in the negative or the positive, all emotions are guides. And that came from my favorite Sufi poet, Rumi. And many, many years ago, he wrote a poem called The Guest House. And he's just like, let each one enter your house. Like, whoever knocks on your door, so whether it's a shame, a meanness, a guilt, a depression, don't push it away. Welcome them in, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. So for you, for you to be that strong version of yourself, that empowered strong in a whole sense, it's about working with all these emotions and remaining connected to yourself internally, so that you can then operate from a place of having a firm foundation within yourself. So I hope that one makes sense. Do hit me up in the comments if you have any questions on that one. Um, yeah, and just even my last thoughts on that one are, being strong means showing people who you really are and allowing people the gift of absolutely loving you for who you are. So yeah, it's having that connection to that vulnerable part, and that's hugely, hugely important. So the third mindset shift then is, I need to, no, because I have it written down here, I need to not entertain my fears. And that is actually something somebody said to me before. I'm sick of my fears kind of dicking me around. Like, I need to not entertain them. And again, similar to the other mindsets on this, it's like, no, this is about making space for your fears. Because again, if you push your fears away, they're in the shadow, and then you're actually creating from a place of fear. So the results that you will get in your life are from a place of fear, rather than, embracing your fears and embracing those parts of you that are afraid. Because chances are, there's a little 10-year-old in there who's maybe afraid, or a 15-year-old. Maybe something happened years ago and it's actually coming up, so you can see it and you can heal it. So it is all about embracing your fears, and then learning how to use your fear to help you actually create what you want. Like, anytime a so-called negative emotion comes up, again, it's a guide, and it's actually part of your path forward. It's part of the energy that is going to help you create what you want in this world. So that's why it's all about embracing your fears, embracing the guilt, the shame, and embracing even anxiety. And again, these are all really useful guides, because they let you know where you are in relation to yourself and in relation to your inner connection and your inner power. So I hope that makes absolute sense to you. Again, hit me up in the comments if it doesn't. Yeah, if you haven't already, do check out the free workshop that myself and my lovely friend Gail from Gail Norman Yoga created. And it's just something that we wanted to put together to really offer people something to use at this time as a tool. And the comments and the feedback have been really amazing. So if you're feeling a little bit disconnected, if you're feeling like you can't focus, if you're distracted, if your anxiety is playing up, this is a really useful workshop to do, and it is free. So again, I will put a link below. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the comments if you have anything to share.